Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Pune Library, I welcome you all for the book reading session. Today, Alok is here with us, and he is going to review the book Making Breakthrough Innovation Happen. Over to you, Alok,
Thank you, Nilma.
to enjoy the session.
I'm audible, right?
Yes.
Yeah, seems so. I thought I will have much of the audience, but seems like we have 20 to 25 of the people. Okay, that is well and good. But the feedback, I want the feedback at the very end of the session. Starting with the this book's review, Making Breakthrough Innovation Happen: How 11 Indians Pulled Off the Impossible. This was written by Porus Music. He is one of the psychologists who has been working as a consultant in the Erawan Consultancy Innovation Foundation and the Marico Foundation. Marico Foundation was formed in 2003 with a cause of creating an insight for the Indians, where I stands for the innovation rather than imitation. The human performance, impossible dreams, causes, and taking on the challenge fascinates him. Mushi is also a lifelong karate player. He certainly believes in making impossible happen. He has been working with the consultant for 6 years, and this book is the result of 6 years of their work. Here you will have 11 case studies. 11 case studies are the biography of the 11 peoples out there who set the orbit shifting challenge, which seemed to be impossible at that very moment. And then they believed on that, and after working and working and working, they ultimately achieved that. By reading this book, we will come to know that what was the orbit shifting challenge, was that challenge really impossible, and how exactly they made it. It is being well said by Richard Branson in his own words that when you want to do something, just go and do it. It's not that you have to think over it. There is no point in thinking over it. And he incredibly says that screw it, let's do it. This is the funda which you will find in this book. This book, after moving on to how the analysis is being done of this book, we have the content, we have the innovative stories, 11 innovative stories, which you will see that rarely India is not about just imitation and duplication or taking the technology from the West. It is about working on the process, setting the challenge, working on it, and then creating new technologies and amazing the world. First, the book is all about, really, if you have some of the stories, innovative stories, it works good, it really feels good. But this book is having it targets on the mindset of the people who were working at that very time, the 11 peoples. It challenges the thought process that inspires. It creates an insight by putting the positive examples of things happen which seems impossible. This particular foundation, they believed that rather than having the mistakes and other things to be as example, the people out here, they all are willing to do the innovative works. The only thing we have to do is that set an example, positive example that yes, this can be done, and that creates a nudge to make it happen. If they believe that yes, they are capable of doing that, they do that. The style of this book is really simple and lucid. You can, if you are capable of reading English, then yes, you can read this book very well. The merit of this book, this book is capable of providing a nudge, which I earlier told, in response that makes things happen. This book shows that no matter what your field is, you are capable of making things happen. So why should we read this book? You can have this book is something where you will have different stories, and that stories will create the insight. And when we say that it will create the insight, it will show us that the challenge which was being tackled in the different fields, that can be tackled in our own business, in our own business model and the problems which we are dealing with. Like in whichever field you are. He's rocked the boat and the Maxic approach is just awesome. When talking about this, most of the time the first step of any of the challenge which we face is setting an orbit shifting challenge. Orbit shifting challenge is something which we at this very moment feels that it's impossible. Like say for if you are in a project and you are having some kind of 4,000, 7,000 incidents, and if you take orbit shifting challenge that okay, let's do this, let's make it 0. The incident count should be 0. That is your orbit shifting challenge. And then one of your friend comes to you, he tells that come on folks, let's be realistic, let's be practical, how can we make the count to 0? And that is where when you believe in that you can make it 0, you can and you will. This is what this book tells to you. That is the message, that is the inspiration which you will get from this book. And your time now is the best time. Yes, you have to escape from the past. Whenever you set an orbit shifting challenge, as just I told you, you will believe that okay, in the past if I have done before. No. No is the answer from you. What you think, okay, I can't do this. That is where you have to change your thinking. You have to believe that if you haven't done in the past, you will and you have to do it in the present and in the future. Your time now is the best time. Your team now in which you are working is the best team. And everything else which you are thinking is merely an excuse to make things happen. So friends, this is the time, this is the best time, this particular moment. Just set an orbit shifting challenge and work on it. Moving forward, next. This book is merely having the when I was reading, I found 5 of the aspects which was really good. First, it asks you to aspire for big. Whatever the dream, whatever you have to think really big. You have to take 100% responsibility of your life. When we tell that take 100% responsibility of your life, say for instance, you are doing some work and then for some reason it fails. Okay, once you fail, go for second time. Again you fail, go for third time. Rather than what we start doing is that, okay, this failed, who is responsible for this? He is responsible, that is responsible, I am responsible, what others will think. These are the questions which comes in our mind. That is what these books will stop you to do. It will ask you to innovate over that, keep on trying until and unless you get that nudge, you get that point where you find the solution to that problem. That is the complete ownership of that problem. You have to take that. You don't have to think that someone else will come to solve your problems. You don't have to think in the West people they are doing in certain manner, then it will be applicable to India. India is a totally different country. Each and every region is totally different. You can't be a copycat working on that. So you have to believe on that, take 100% responsibility of your life, aspire for big, and set an orbit shifting challenge. Now, the book is being divided into the 4 sections. The first is setting an orbit shifting challenge. Second is challenging the establishment through a breakthrough insight. Third is enrolling to a cause. And fourth is combating dilution. I will talk about the 4 of the topics which we have in this book. The first one is setting an orbit shifting challenge. As discussed earlier again, Dainik Bhaskar is one of the examples which shifted the whole paradigm of the newspaper industry. It was being number 1 from the day 1 of the launch. When I say that, number 1 from the day 1 of launch, I would like to say it means that whenever, wherever, in whichever state this particular paper was launched, it was the number 1 from day 1. None of the newspaper which were there, it takes centuries for the papers to be number 1. They decide that okay, let's work for small sectors and then we will increase, we see the response and then we will increase. But this paper, Dainik Bhaskar, they challenged that. They said that orbit shifting challenge and then achieved that. How they did that is a very good question, and that answer is in this book, Making Breakthrough Innovation Happen. One of the Indian is Dainik Bhaskar. This book never focus on one people. It focuses on the business model. It focuses on how the industry is being changed. So you will have a number of insights. It's all about the challenges, it's not about any particular industries. Then the second is challenging the establishment through the breakthrough insight. As we know that the MNCs which are like Hindustan Lever with a $1 million company, Kevin Kerr was having, Kevin Kerr, Ranganathan was one of the guy from India, Tamil Nadu. He thought that okay, I have 1,000 of budget and he said that orbit shifting challenge, I want to have my own company with number of like challenge the Hindustan Lever and the MNC which were in India. So he approached to the bank and he had to get the loan from that. He worked on that and ultimately he set the Kevin Kerr, which is having some crore, 500 crore budget at this moment, turnover. I missed one point in the Dainik Bhaskar that in 1996 it was 35,000 of circulation in the India, in Madhya Pradesh itself, but after 6 years the turnover was 3.5 million. So, and was the 25th, it was ranked as the 25th newspaper in the circulation in all over the world. The only one from the, and it is the only paper which is having the English type of language, where one paper is consisting the Hindi and the English both. So that is what was done by the Dainik Bhaskar. Bosch India. What Bosch India does was that we had the problem of pumps. The Euro norms were like the motors and the pumps, they were having some kind of fraction between the design. So what they did, they started working, rather than working on the motors, they started working on the pump. Ultimately, not once, they failed again and again, and ultimately they built the pump which created the revolution in the world. Now the Euro norms were made at the same time. The European companies started building the motors around that pump which was developed in India. Thank you. And then ITC IBD, it was the business finance model which was having a turnover of 100 crore, and in just 5 years the turnover took to 900 or 800 crores. So how they did it, the whole story is in this book. How that challenge was faced, how they made that happen, that is what is in this book. Enrolling to a cause is the third section which you will come across, which is having Trichy Police, Titan Age and Chola Vehicle Finance. Trichy Police, at that very moment, the Trichy state was having the violence of at the extreme level. And then what Trichy Police, when I state this fact that they did decrease the crime rate to 40% by just using 260 constables. These facts merely are unbelievable. I believe that it's unbelievable, and certainly when you will read this book, you will come to know that how exactly he achieved that, how exactly he innovated the process rather than looking out the constables that we need this kind of arms, we need this kind of arms. We have to focus, this book certainly tells you that you have to focus on the process, you have to focus on what we have rather than blaming that what we don't have and focusing on the external factors rather than controlling the internal factors. Titan Age. Xerox Desai gave a call to build a watch that is slimmest and the water resistant. Swiss is known as the best manufacturer of the watch. They set a level standard. Xerox Desai went to Swiss. They asked Swiss that if this can be done. They told that no, it's impossible. Then they came to Titans, the Dwarka Prasad, one of the lead of the Titans. He told, let's think over it. And then they started working. Once they failed, twice they failed, thrice they failed. They started keep on working on that. They innovated the motor of that watch, decreased the size of the battery, and then they built, they produced, they innovated the model of the watch which was the slimmest. Now the challenge was how to create it, or make it water resistant. It means that you have to have a body of the watch that is water resistant. They again went to Swiss. Okay folks, we have this particular watch which is slimmest one. Now you just have to do that. You have to make it water resistant. Create a body. They said, how come you build that? We can't do that. Okay, this body can't be created. Again they went to, they again took it as a challenge, and then they started working on it. Ultimately, the world's slimmest and the water resistant watch was built by the small group of the Titan, which called them as Edge. It was built, and as it is said that the Titan team, they used to test the watch by binding that watch in the socket of a vehicle and then rounding it in the Bangalore. Going all around the Bangalore rough roads, they tested that watch in that manner, and it passed that particular test. That was a recursive test, yes. Moving on to Chola Vehicle Finance. Chola Vehicle Finance is again, it enrolled for a cause of creating a new business models and everything. So even they did a great job. Moving on to next point, I think combating dilution. Combating dilution, what does it mean? It means that whatever the situation is, you have to stick to your plan. You have to stick to your orbit shifting challenge which you have taken. Say for example, you have taken to resolve the incidents, that is 4,000 or 700, something like that in your project, and you want to make it zero. You will find a number of difficulties out there. No matter what the difficulty is, you have to stick to that particular plan of removing that thing. Yeah, it will take time, but you have to make it happen. That is what is called combating dilution. That is what was done by the Santha Biotech, Sucam, and Surat Transformation. Santha Biotech was led by Dr. V or Varaprasad Reddy, where he took the challenge of eliminating the hepatitis B from all over India. When India was suffering from plague, the condition of India was really bad at the time of it was somewhere around 1990 or something like that, and then this guy built the Santha Biotech, and the dose which was coming for the hepatitis B, it was around 750 per dose. The challenge was that to make that 750 dose to be available at 50 rupees per dose. They started thinking over it, and when they saw that the way the trade is being done in our country, it's not going to be less than 500. So what is the option? They moved to innovate the trade. How to trade? They started creating, they went to US, they learned how to create the DNA, how to create the vaccines. They came to India, in a very small part they started doing the same. Ultimately, with all the trades, they never consulted with any of the trade, marketing and anything. They just went to have the camps where the vaccines were available at the rupees 50 and 40. Yes, there were very much of the difficulties, like they were blamed that this particular vaccine is not suitable for us. This is really this is going to cause various other infections. It has side effects. Ultimately, it was being abolished by the test which was done by the government of India, and this vaccine was passed as good for the hepatitis B, and it was available at just rupees 50 per dose. Sucam is the next example, where Sucam was created by one of the guy from India, when he saw that none of the inverter in India had that capability to sustain. He bought the first of the inverter, and it almost in every second day he has to get in touch with the people who used to maintain, the maintenance guy. So what he took the challenge is that let's build a inverter which is adoptable in India, which doesn't die the way it is going forward. So he started working on that, and he created the Sucam, the MOSFET technology. He bought by innovation he bought the MOSFET technology, which handles the fluctuations of the energy that is happening in the India. So ultimately they had that inverter. Moving on to that, he had the fear that rather than getting ruled by the market, he wanted to rule the market. What he did? He started innovating the products. The first product which he had, he wanted to kill that product, and in next 3 years he had new product. What was the new product? The new product was that he had a plastic made inverter. Okay, now plastic made inverter 120 degrees centigrade, how can it handle? They moved to GE plastic. GE plastic is the plastic which was provided by them, by the company, which don't burn out, which doesn't burn out. Now they produced that particular thing which was lightweighted inverter. The other guys in the market, they thought that okay, if they can do it, we too can. But they never thought that what technology they are working on. They started making the inverter of the plastic body, but it failed. Every other plastic melted when the inverter was on. So the test was done by Government of India, and the only one company which passed that test and was permitted to produce the inverter was SUKAM. Again, SUKAM wanted to build the revenue. They wanted to have the UPS. The UPS system is something on which the tax is just 4%, and on inverter we have 15% tax. So what they did, they studied what UPS does. Okay, UPS is having the fluctuation of energy as 10 milliseconds. So they just have to do is that the fluctuation has to be decreased to 10 seconds. Like if the electricity is just when, so in how much time the inverter will be on, that has to be less than 10 millisecond, and it will be a UPS. They had that idea, they worked on that, and yes, they made it an UPS. Yes, there were people out there who told that how can this be done. All the answers, all the queries that was answered by this SUKAM guy, and still they are at this very moment, the project which they are handling is each and every house of this India should have energy production. When I say that, it means that they should have own power generation plant. SUKAM is working on that. They are working on clean electricity and the free electricity. They are working on this building a plant, or say for instance a device which will convert the solar energy into the, yes, we know that there is a device, but they are working on that which will produce more of that. And just the way internet is working, one day we will have the devices which will generate the energy at our very home. That is the challenge which is taken by SUKAM at this very moment. They are working on it. Surat transformation. Surat transformation is one of the, as you can see that each and every example which we have here, Dainik Bhaskar, Kevin Care, ITC IBD, Bosch India, TC Police, Titan H, Chola Vehicle Finance, Shanta Biotech, SUKAM, Surat transformation. These all are not related to any of a single industry. They all are the different industries. One is social, one is corporate, one is public. So this book focuses on creating an insight. It's not on this book focuses on, rather than talking about one particular industry, it talks about the challenges which each and every industry has faced. Okay, talking about the Surat transformation, this was done by S.R. Rao when Surat was one of the filthiest city of the country, when it was I don't remember the exact date or the year, but yes, it was the filthiest country, and S.R. Rao came and he turned the Surat to the cleanest city of the country in just flat 20 months. Okay, that was an opportunity challenge, and for that, how exactly he did that? He did it by combating dilution. No matter what problem he faced. He was threatened by the people out there with the upper management. He produced a transparency in the whole system. He started making people aware that how the things are working around here, how the roads are built. There was a total transparency between the people and the management. That transparency brought the belief in the people that yes, system is working, and they were cooperating with S.R. Rao. It is said that S.R. Rao has travelled Surat not once but twice on his foot. He has seen the problems, he has thought over that and innovated to produce the solution. Working on this, I think I have covered all the stories out here. In the next slide, you can see what exactly in it for me, the practical techniques. Believe me friends, whatever may be the challenge which you are going to take on, I don't know if you are going to take on, but yes, read this book, write down your orbit shaping challenge right away. I don't know if you have pen and paper. I think you all have.
We have the feedback forms.
Okay, you just have the feedback form, not to worry. Write down the orbit shaping challenge right away. Just write it, think over it, visualize the roadmap to the end-to-end journey. You have to believe as if you have achieved your goal. You have eliminated your problem to 100%, not 90%, not 10%, 20%, but 90%, 100%. And then you have to visualize how exactly you did that. You don't have to get influenced by the external parameters. You have to achieve, you have to work on it, and you will achieve. You have every right to be there where your dreams takes you. As you will read this book, each and every stories, each and every case study, 11 case studies, they all had a dream. It's all start with a dream, and how it is achieved is the passion and the perseverance. It's not the talent that makes you achieve what you want to achieve, it's the passion and the perseverance. Believe me friends, success is not a happy accident. It is the way the people works. It is achieved by the people when they find that how exactly the other people have failed, found the way to deal with the problem. So I think it's never the talent or the capability which you have that achieves the goal. It's the challenge that creates the capability. When Xeroxes decide when to tighten, talking about that we need the slimmest and the water resistant watch, team told that we don't have the capability. They told, okay, let's talk to Swiss. Swiss even told they don't have the capability, but rather than thinking if they can't do it, we can't do it, they thought if they can't do it, we must do it. And then they produced the slimmest and the water resistant watch, and ultimately they came to know that yes, they had the capability. So challenge is something which develops the capability, it's not the talent and some other factors. Start right now and you will be there. Protect your dreams, investments. There is a difference between giving a thought to your dream and believing in your dreams. When you say that, okay, this is my challenge, orbit shifting challenge, what I have to achieve, and I am interested in achieving it, I will give a thought to that. That means you are not that passionate, that courageous, that factor is missing in you. So what you have to do is that you have to believe in your dream first and then start working on it. Start working on it right now. That means create a roadmap to your goal. Moving ahead, the last part of the book review we have inspired by the side of S.R. Rao, the example which was set by S.R. Rao. We have the group formed in the Bangalore, that is the Ugly Indians. This is the new story. The Ugly Indians, they used to go around the Bangalore. They used to see which is the filthiest or the dirty street. They select one and then they start working on that. They are cleaning the Bangalore as if it was never before. They want to set the cleanest streets in Bangalore. And Porus Munshi once, he is living in the Bangalore, and he states that whenever he passed to the streets and seeing the templates of the ugly Indians, the way to clean the streets, he is really proud of writing this book. So no matter what exactly your goals are, what you want to do, this book is certainly going to help you, because what challenge you are facing at this very moment in your industry, it has been tackled by someone else in other industry. So you have to focus on getting the solution to your problem and believing in your dreams, getting the solutions. You will certainly get that. Create an end-to-end journey of your life, as I did before. Be the leader of your life. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something. Never. You have to set your goals and then start believing. You have to keep on believing the facts and how, and each and every answer will come after that. You have to keep on believing that. Do that, certainly you will achieve your goal. Be the leader of your life. Aspire as much as you can, and then innovate to achieve them in your life. Aspire as much as. When we say that, we mean to say that you have to set a goal which is really hard, or which you feel that you can't achieve at this very moment. That is what is called orbit shifting challenge. The challenge that will make you think, that will create a fear inside you that yes, if I can do it or not. That is called the orbit shifting challenge, and that is the aspiration which will ask you to innovate. These are the circumstances and everything which ask you to innovate. It doesn't happen like, it's not a wishful thinking. You have to first set an orbit shifting challenge, man. Build a character that knows what is right to be done in the tough situation. As S.R. Rao and anyone tells that, you will read the 11 case studies out here, you will come to know that each and everyone had their own opinion about the character. They believed that they can do this, and they had a character which is being defined in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by the Stephen Covey. They believed on that thing, and they ultimately had that thing. Each and everyone in this book had that character. Create a win-win-win business model. Whatever you are doing, you have to think, if I am winning, the other is winning or not. That means that you don't have to exploit the people you are dealing with. You have to create a solution, you have to create a business model that will be, you win, customer wins, and the business model win. That is the way you have to approach. That is the way to success. Moving on to forward, challenge creates the capability. Sorry, never dilute your aspiration, keep it safe and keep working on it. As if I am saying throughout the session, this book is all about the same. It's about setting an orbit shifting challenge, working on it, believing on it, never diluting your aspirations, keep working on it, and ultimately you will achieve it. It's always the challenge that creates the capability. As you have the 11 examples that certainly signifies that yes, they are the challenges, they were the challenges, they were not the capability that made them to achieve what they have achieved. It is taking the challenge as opportunity rather than being realistic and being pessimistic. Don't take the things in the pessimistic sense of form. Just be there, hold on to your dreams, work on that, and ultimately, believe me, ultimately you reach there where you want to. Get rid of the past. Past, if I have done that, if I would have done that, if this was that, if this was in that way. If we are thinking in this particular way, we are most prone to fail. So, if you want to get success, if you want to taste success, you have to get rid of the past. If you have some kind of challenge, take it gracefully, work on it. If you don't have time, you will get time. Just take the challenge, work on it, believe in it. Because it's the challenge that creates the capability and not the attitude, and the attitude of the people that creates that. I believe